My name is Junaid Khan, and I am a research and stewardship ecologist for Pollinator Partnership Canada, and I'm here today giving out close to like 1,000 or 1,200 plants to community members as part of Project Swallowtail. It's our first time managing to see most of our project participants in person, because both seasons of this project took place during the pandemic. So we really had to pivot, but we've got an amazing community of I think last count we've got about 630 different individual households. And by the time we're done planting, based on my very broad math, we'll have planted enough pollinator habitat that's roughly half the size of Rouge National Park, which is nuts, because we're not doing this in partnership with the city. We are doing it in partnership with the city, but the people who are planting are just community members and people who have backyards, front yards, community gardens, a lot of church groups, from all sorts of backgrounds and interests, people who like butterflies, people who like plants, and people who are interested in food sovereignty. This is sort of interlacing all of those things, and we've really just found that the demand and the interest in this kind of, healing work, connecting with the land and, sort of getting into your own mind and space has really grown over the pandemic. Sororan Market, in the middle of the pandemic, with all of these bylaws and rules around who is allowed to be in farmers markets, how many people and so on, we had the opportunity to have a community table here, which is amazing. It's only happening because we have these connections with individual, people in the market. So people can go onto iNaturalist for anybody who is part of Project Swallowtail or knows of gardens that are part of Project Swallowtail, because we'll have these nifty signs up in all those areas. And they can use the hashtag Project Swallowtail to tag either the plants or the pollinators that you see on the plants, which would be badass. Ultimately our goal is to kind of go through all that information and see how much habitat we created, how many species we got. So far we just have the metrics on the people, but in a year's time we should have some metrics on the non-humans that are benefiting from all the work of the people. I would love to tell you about the plants. All right, first off, Swallowtail. Swallowtail butterflies are where we get the name for our project. Monarchs are generally the butterfly that a lot of people know, and they're a species at risk, so they deserve all the respect in the world and attention. But swallowtail butterflies are actually some of the largest butterflies. One of the species of the swallowtail is the largest butterfly we have in Canada. And they're just spectacular. So they've got unnoticed for a very long time. And so we decided to name our project after this group of swallowtail butterflies. And pretty much all of the plants that you see here, they have been organized so that people can just essentially pick up a kit and they know that these are shade plants, so they can just plant them in a shady part of their yard and they're done. Same thing with the sunny parts, if people have sunny balconies, whatever. We've coordinated all of these plants so that they're as hardy as possible, that they grow in many different environments, that they can be on people's balconies, people's backyards, front yards, gardens. And they're all host plants for a variety of different pollinators. Not all of them host swallowtails, but a fair few do. So, the total number of species that the plants that we have here can host is in the hundreds. I don't have an exact number yet. It's amazing.